Hello, tutors. We do tutor training with you at various times throughout the year and try to prepare you for as many of the different scenarios that you encounter as you tutor students in our labs and individually. However, we also do find that there's lots of different scenarios and lots of different students. And so you learn a lot by just tutoring on the job. So, as our seniors are graduating soon, we wanted to catch each one and try to glean from them some tips and wisdom to pass on to you. So enjoy these clips from our seniors as they share their tips and wisdom.
Some things that I've learned that have strengthened my tutoring skills have been to give the student more space to think, to let them sort of struggle with an idea that I've presented in front of them, to not feel like I have to fill all the empty space.
To be really patient with students, to try and meet them where they're at coming in and take the time to just listen to see what they need and try and perceive that.
Be aware of what the students need from you. Some students come, they just need a place to study and you can kind of let them be. Some students might just need help getting started on a problem. They might just need a reminder and then they can kind of go from there. Some will really need help walking through the entire thing. Some students, they just need you to refer them to their notes. You might think that they maybe would have checked their notes or the textbook before coming for help, but really sometimes all you need to say is like, oh, is this in your notes? And then they see that equation they were looking for and then they're good from there. So if you ask students really what they're here for and what they need from you, that'll make your help go a lot smoother.
In math lab, I've learned how to be patient as a tutor, and I've learned how to really come at it from their perspective and try and look at, okay, what do they know, what do they don't know, or what do they not know, and what can how can I help them get to the next step.
Also, I think to guide them by having them look at their notes a lot or look back at their materials from the class. Using resources a lot is really helpful, and definitely working in math lab got a lot of practice with having students look back at their resources, look at their textbook, use that as a tool.
Coming prepared. It helps a lot. Just knowing what the students are working on and what are some questions they would have on some of the projects.
To pool my resources, so really work together with other students who have already solved the problems and other tutors who might know more about the specific subject, or just other tutors that have an input to help teach the problem.
I'm a teacher, so we learn a lot about how to learn, and one of the biggest things is kind of deconstructing the question, breaking it down for the students, kind of what they know. I just want to go figure out what skills they know and try to work it down to that and get it to a place where I can kind of scaffold it up, build it up until they really understand the question and the topic.
Something I'd wish I'd known as a new tutor is to really utilize the entire team that's there. A lot of people have different strengths in different courses. If you're having trouble with a student with a specific problem, someone else might have already gone through that entire problem themselves, and then so you can maybe trade with them and they could do that one and you can do another problem. The teams usually have a really, really great set of tutors, so just be aware of that and use everyone to help you out.
I wish I would have known how to take best advantage of all the resources that I had. Using the other tutors, using the answer keys and the resources that were given to me.
My team is really there for you. It's not, even though tutoring is kind of an independent thing, they are so supportive, and you can ask any member questions. You can totally be like, I'm out, I don't understand, and it's just not, it's no big deal for somebody to just come and take over.
I wish that I had known that it was okay to get help from the older tutors, and I wish I had known that I didn't have to know absolutely everything, and that if I was struggling with something, I could just call a more experienced tutor over to help.
I think as a new tutor, I wish I had known right away how helpful the other tutors in the lab can be and how important it is to use the other tutors as a resource and use the professors as a resource. After tutoring for a couple semesters, I definitely found that most of the professors will check their emails regularly, even during lab hours. So using them as resources and using the other tutors. It's totally okay to not know the answer to a question or not remember a specific topic, but using the people around you as resources is helpful.
Check with other tutors and like bounce questions off them and say, you know, I don't get this, I don't understand this, can you, or like, my explanation isn't making sense to them, so is there something you can do to help me? So just asking questions of my peers on how to tutor more effectively.
Another thing I wish I would have known is that you don't have to know everything as a tutor. In fact, some nights I walk away from a math lab session thinking that I learned more than I taught, and that's okay. You don't have to know everything.
My biggest tip for current tutors is to be yourself and be open. It helps the student become more comfortable and to know that you have some questions as well that you need answers to as well.
Be aware of what's going on in the different classes, so what unit they're on, what they're working on right now, what might be giving students trouble that they might be coming in for. That'll help you as people come in be kind of on the same page as them. Because some students don't realize that you aren't in the class and you aren't totally aware what's going on, so they might just come in and say, oh, I'm on problem 27, and they'll expect you to know what that means. So staying up to date on what they're doing in the class could be a big help.
Spend that spare time that you have, because there'll always be a little bit of downtime, kind of looking at the material that some of the classes are on and looking ahead, because there's absolutely no problem with studying more. It's really good for you.
Let the student struggle with the problem. Let them try it first before giving help. A lot of students tend to come into math lab thinking that it's where they come in and then the tutor gives all the answers, but we're there to help and to clarify, not just to give answers away. So let the student fail at the problem if they need to, and then after that, then go help.
Enjoy it. Have a lot of fun. I mean, I really look back on math lab and as like a nice break from my homework where I can teach things that I actually know. And it's a confidence booster in math. And so yeah, just enjoy your time there and enjoy your time getting to know other math people.
Take advantage of the opportunity that Math Lab is to serve your peers as they're coming in and come alongside them and learn together, using that as an experience to be learning and growing together. Not only what can you be helping these students with in their homework, but also how can you be growing as a servant, how can you be growing as someone who is teaching others, and learning about ways to work with people of different learning backgrounds, different learning styles, just using that as a time when you can really grow through that experience.